Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you are all doing well and enjoying your day so far, and those of you who are early to this video are probably wondering how it is even possible this video is coming out so quickly. That is because I'm recording it during the final match of the day, so I actually get to bed at a reasonable hour. We'll talk about Rokkr versus Ultra tomorrow, but so many other fantastic matches already gone down today. Plenty to discuss indeed. Enjoy take your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoy the video, subscribe if you are new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. Let's get into things then. So the three series that have happened so far today for me: Los Angeles Thieves versus Gorillas, Optic Subliners, Legion versus Mutineers, Rokkr of course versus Ultra as well, the latter two being elimination games of course. Let's get into the first one then. Before that actually kicked off, we had this from the Subliners confirming that Hydra is now out there in the States, ready to go as we talked about earlier today. Now, well, will he be required? That is a significant question. Clay's been talking quite recently the fact that, well, Subliners were looking so good these last few days, up against Ravens, up against Minnesota Rokkr, and up against Dallas Empire until they got reverse swept in that series. Well, definitely big questions as to whether they need Hydra, this phenomenal French talent that has been talked about for quite a while now. Finally out there on the Subliners, should be a perfect fit under the leadership of Clay. However, when will he get into this team? There was a big question if they put up a good fight, or if they have a great result up against Optic Chicago, go on to do well at this tournament, maybe you don't need him at all. But as we saw in this matchup we'll look at in a few minutes time here, maybe he will be in the team sooner rather than later, potentially for stage 2. Who really knows what decisions Subliners will make or what the rest of the tournament looks like for them. So, first series of the day was the Los Angeles Derby, Thieves versus Gorillas. Of course, last season it was Optic Gaming Los Angeles, now it's a Los Angeles Thieves, but still, as COD League say, a new battle for LA. Coming into this one, Thieves certainly considered favourites, but Gorillas, I thought they had pretty decent upset potential in this one, especially given the strength of their search and destroy. However, I did not expect this series to go exactly how it did. We go into game number 1. I mean, this one was a pretty remarkable map here on Checkmate. I mean, aBeZy just went absolutely off. It's pretty crazy to see, right, because aBeZy so far this season has been really good, and typically we tend to see with aBeZy, we always talk about the fact that Champs aBeZy is where he really turns up. Two-time world champion of course in 2016 on Black Ops 3, 2018 on World War II if he goes on to wear, and well, typically when it gets to the world championships, that's when this guy is at his best in the latter half of the season. This time round he seems to be really good early on, dropped to 1.41 KD map number 1 as you can see right here, 31 in 22 to take down the Thieves, 251.91. Honestly really wasn't a particularly close map. It felt like LAG were always going to close this out from early on. Then we go into the game 2, and Temp had a fantastic early couple of rounds right here, beat down from Temp with 3 kills to put the Los Angeles Thieves up 2-0. They then went on to extend this advantage to 5-2, and it wasn't really looking like the series I was expecting, right? I thought LA Thieves would take map 1, I thought Gorillas would bounce back in map 2, and then probably Thieves will find a way to close it out in game 4 or game 5 or something to that effect. However, the comeback begins for Los Angeles Gorillas. They start clawing their way back into this raid search and destroy, winning a number of clutch rounds. I mean, it's really impressive to see how honestly they look like a machine at times, the Gorillas, the way they trade the gunfights, very rarely making individual mistakes, which is certainly not something that can be said for the Thieves. A number of times here they made some very questionable decisions. It goes from 2-0 in their favour to 5-2 in their favour, and then to 6-5 in the favour of Los Angeles Gorillas. They pull a massive comeback, 3 bomb site retakes in here as well to finish off the job, and this final round was absolute chaos. It's a pretty crazy clip you can see right here. It was Kenny and Slasher in a 2 versus 2 to right at the end of the map. aBeZy gets 1 kill, or I think Assault maybe gets 1 kill, and then aBeZy just flies off the map and to completely baits Kenny. I have no idea whether this is intentional or not, whether aBeZy just got ahead of himself or something, but he decides for some reason just completely fly off the map. Assaulter manages to get the trade. You can see it right here. Kenny just sees aBeZy flying over his head, falls off the map, and is in perfect position, Assault, to get the trade and finish off the round. So crazy stuff. No idea whether that was intentional or not from aBeZy. He thought, okay, this is the best play I can make in this situation. Try and just dive off the map to ensure that Kenny is sufficiently confused, and if Kenny maybe wasn't confused and knew he was going to be doing that, but of course in the pressure of a game 5 or game 2, round 11 situation, it's pretty difficult to do anything else than turn around in that kind of situation. But well, they choke it massively, full collapse on Los Angeles Thieves, and this is kind of the situation where you think, okay, if a team goes down 2-0, this is where you see in a fashion like this what caliber they really have as a team. Right? This is where down 2-0, back against the wall, you've just choked a map. This is where the true championship contenders, they will really step up and come back firing in map number 3 and won't let it get to them mentally. That's not what happens here, right? We go into this game number 3, as Octane says, a surge level of breakdown there, folks, and as Cellium says, aBeZy just absolutely frying, as of course he was, and well, oh my, Los Angeles Gorillas actually get the 3-0 sweep. Thieves put up a bit of a better fight right here, but LAG with the 3-0 sweep, I don't know how many people had that in their pick'ems, but probably very limited indeed, a pretty back and forth affair, but LAG closed out in a 3-0 fashion. Lots of questions to be asked around this, right? How good actually are LAG? Are they an incredibly good squad that has been super underrated, or are Los Angeles Thieves Thieves, having now lost 6 maps in a row. As I say right here, Hastro's loving life after all the drama we talked about earlier this week. 0-6 for Los Angeles Thieves in their last 2 series, 3-0 by Dallas Empire, now 3-0 by Los Angeles Guerrillas. That's not something you want to see. They're going to go down to the losers bracket, and well, can they fight on through? If they can't, we're certainly going to be having to have some conversations right over the next few days. The fact that they were on the verge of getting number 1 seed in their pool, and now they're on verge of tournament collapse already. Well, questions are going to be there, I am sure, regarding what their roster looks like for stage 2 going forwards if this doesn't work out as planned, because this series was certainly not what they were looking for. As you can see, the overall series stats right here, the trio of World Championship winners back in 2018 on this squad, absolutely dominant series from them. Nobody got going at all on the side of Los Angeles Thieves. Number 1 team in Los Angeles is surprisingly the Los Angeles Guerrillas at the present time. Nadeshot says that sucks, is tremendously disappointing. Hopefully the guys can figure out what went wrong. And as well, Crone points out over here, Hastro liked this tweet. So a little bit of spice right there for sure. And let's go on to the second series of the day. J-Camp, of course, the coach of Los Angeles Thieves, not happy at all with this one. Second series though was equally interesting. Optic Chicago versus the New York Subliners. Clayster versus Optic Chicago. Very interesting series. But well, Dashy just decided to completely take over the game. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, game number 1 was incredible, the numbers he put up. I think he went 36-19, and he just did not slow down, right? It was absolutely incredible to watch. I've never really seen a player for a very long time take over a series in this manner, especially against a team like the Subliners that on a couple of these maps looked pretty good. Now, certainly, this map set was very good for Optic Chicago, but at the same time, not a few days ago, I mean, it wasn't long ago at all, where Optic were getting smoked on Moscow Search and Destroy, and Subliners, I think, 6-0'd Minnesota Rokkr on the map. So not exactly like all the maps were completely favoured for Optic, but certainly you do not want to challenge Optic right now on Checkmate Hardpoint. That seems to be a map where they were very comfortable indeed, and while they win this 250-180, you can see this early spike they have of advantage, which seems like that happens every single time they play this map right now, and they hold on to win the map. But yeah, Dashy 36-19 or something incredible. Then we go into Moscow Search and Destroy, and as I say, this is a map they got bodied on by Atlanta FaZe not too long ago, and Minnesota got destroyed on by the Subliners not too long ago either. But this one, I mean, Formal has a great map, Envoy, honestly, all the guys in Optic Chicago really played to their potential here, and Dashy especially was phenomenal once again. He goes 10-3, a number of clutch rounds from Optic, the very final round, I believe it was like a 2 versus 3, and while a Seam and Diamond can't get the job done, Dashy and Scump clutching up when it matters. He gets a killer, Seam is left last alive, and cannot finish off the job, so 6-1 in the Search and Destroy. Very much a much improved Optic Chicago, right? This is what we talked about. If they can get their Search and Destroy together, they are going to be not exactly unbeatable, but well in a very difficult spot to take them down by all accounts. And Subliners, after looking so good during the Super Week, maybe they've fallen off significantly, or are Optic Chicago just turning up massive when it matters at the major. So they move up 2-0 in the series, and well, as you can see right here, 6-1 was not close at all. Then we go into this game 3, and this is where things got really entertaining, right? Because we're here in the control, up 1-0 are Optic Chicago, they win their first offense, and Dashy here on the defense, going over to defend this B point, just go for 3-pointers right over in the basketball courts. This is just hilarious stuff, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter so much. Of course, he was just defending the point anyway, so it's not like he really had to sprint anywhere, but in a sense, like mocking this team, when it's so easy, I'm just sitting here lining up my 3-pointers. Unfortunately, he didn't hit it. Maybe in the semi-finals or in the, winners round 2 or something, he'll manage to hit this one on the defense. I'm sure the Codcasters are going to be on with Dashy whenever they have a defense on raid control from now on. This was certainly a closer map than some of the other ones, especially the Search and Destroy, but it does once again go in favour of Optic Gaming, and well, that is largely off the back of Dashy. Look at this clip he has right here, an incredible 6 streak. I mean, Diamond God just comes waltzing around the corner to get absolutely bodied on a 5-kill streak. I think he finished it off with a 6 as well, and you can see in the bottom right here, of course it's small, but he's 32-14 at this time. The Search and Destroy dominates, the first hardpoint he dominates, the control he dominates. This is one of the series that will really go down in the ages for one of the more dominant performances we are going to see, and if Dashy is playing like this, who is going to match Optic Chicago right now, especially if they're winning their Search and Destroys? An incredibly scary team. You do not want to be facing Optic Chicago, and well, they will be facing Dallas Empire in the next round. It doesn't get too much better than that. As I say right here, he had a 2.13 KD in the series. As you can see, plus 43 on the scoreboard in just 3 maps. Formal also had a great series as well. I think that map 3 especially, they combined for something ridiculous. Envoy didn't even really have to do too much, and Scump is kind of chilling, while Dashy completely takes over the game. 14 15,000 damage. I mean, the guys on the sub lane have struggled to break 10,000 through the entirety of the series. Remarkable stuff from Dashy, as Octane tweets out, Dashy bottom bed, one shot, there's nothing they could do. I mean, all running into him again and again and again. I suppose I'll play the clip on screen for you guys right at the end of the video. This is pretty entertaining as well, right, with Dashy dunking, same vibes with Dashy in the background right here, trying to line up his three-pointers in real life, doing the same thing, of course, in the game. And this is one of the things Raid brings to the rotation, not only some fantastic entertainment in terms of how good the map is, but also some moments like this to talk about in the videos. The final series of the day was maybe somewhat less interesting, but this was an elimination game, Paris versus Mutineers. Paris had actually won this series 3-0 when they played in the actual group play leading up to the major, but Mutineers get them back this time around. Paris go up 1-0 in a completely dominant Garrison hardpoint victory. I mean, look at the KDs over here. Fire goes 28 in 15. But the problem is then we go into a game 2 Miami search and destroy, and Paris were pretty good on this map as of late, but it's another full collapse, guys. I mean, the amount of collapses that we have seen so far, they go up 4-1. They have a perfect chance to do it, but 5 in a row for the Mutineers, skies with a number of incredible clutches to finish off the job. They win this map 6-4, and then we go into the control on Checkmate, a map where, of course, defense has very much been favoured. The first 4 defenses all go in the favour of the defensive teams, and well, then it comes down to Mutineers trying to win an offense to actually win the Checkmate control. However, they do manage to do it. They win the offense right to the end. Very impressive stuff from these guys. And Mutineers get the job done. A massive 3-piece from Awakening actually wins them an offensive round, something I haven't really seen in a very long time here. And well, they just about managed to get over the line, winning this game 3-2, putting themselves in prime position to continue their run yesterday when they beat the Seattle Surge. Certainly looking a lot better, a lot more ice on this team. Like, that's really been the problem with their Florida Mutineers so far this season. They've clearly got the firepower there. At times they've all turned up individually, but they've never really put it all together as a cohesive unit and got over the line and showed the ice in a clutch moment. They do so here against Paris, and well, given how good Paris looked so far this year, especially against the Mutineers in that series in the actual in the group play matches leading up to the major, it's Mutineers that get the job done right here. They exit the major, that being Paris Legion, in a 9th to 10th place finish, and Mutineers clutch them on Raid hardpoint once again at the end. This was a very close affair. It looked like Paris should have taken it for a time, and well, a series that Paris is certainly going to be ruining, because it feels like they probably should have won this one. You could definitely argue if they close out that search and destroy, they probably find a way to close out the series, but Mutineers continue. Certainly not a team you want to be facing in the losers bracket. These guys have the potential to take over the game at any moment, as they did right here. Crazy 3-piece from Neptune as well to finish off the job. And unfortunately for our guy Rob, who said Paris Legion 100,000 times on stream over the course of 10 hours, well, it doesn't quite get the job done for the Paris Legion. So pretty remarkable stuff. This then is the tournament bracket, at least as of recording this video. Tomorrow we'll talk about some interesting storylines, I'm sure, ahead of day 3 of the major, but this is how it looks right now. So Empire play Optic tomorrow, FaZe play Gorillas tomorrow, Sublines will face the Mutineers, and Los Angeles Thieves down here as well to face whoever's won Rokkr versus Ultra by the time this video goes live. Intrigued to take your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm. Now you enjoyed this content, other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.
Dashy, the shots are there, the kill comes through, but Bruce, big Bruce, the biggest of Bruce's finds 2, a 3rd kill from Dashy, that is obscene. 5 in a row there for Bruce Almighty. What a hold. You're going to see these boys keep on charging at Dashy. 6 kills, keep them coming.